More men are seeing a disturbing health trend here in the capital region and across the country. Rates of head and neck cancers are on the rise, and it's not by chance. It's because of a common virus found in most of us. In our special health report, we take a closer look at what's happening to more middle-aged men and why.
You sit and look at all the time you had great times, and then you have something devastating happen to you, and it's pretty frightening.
Steve Sicoscio lives one day at a time. This 60-year-old musician has spent the last year undergoing intense treatments for throat cancer. The diagnosis surprised him because his only symptom, slight tonsil pain.
I said, wow, I just can't be me. You know, this can't be happening. You know, because I felt fine.
Steve is far from alone in his fight. Middle-aged men are being diagnosed with head and neck cancers at a historically high rate. And there's a reason. A virus. The same virus that causes cervical cancer in women.
So you can see that there's more dose.
Oncologist Dr. Duncan Savage is an expert on the human papilloma virus, commonly known as HPV.
There are about 30,000 new cases in the U.S. per year of cancers that are related to HPV, so that's a very, very large number.
HPV is the most common sexually transmitted disease, impacting nearly 80 million Americans. Most people don't even know they have it.
When they do a biopsy of this tumor, they're actually able to find certain substances that are associated with HPV infection actually in those cancer cells. When someone says to me, what caused my cancer, we can say we feel that this virus was causative in the development of your cancer.
HPV is treatable if caught early, but there's no cure, there's no general screening, and it impacts people differently. But what's most concerning? This virus can hide in your body for years.
And a step to the end.
This is shocking to Steve, who has been faithfully married for 40 years.
I did not know it could lay dormant in people till my doctors said it could be in you for decades. They are right now trying to determine what triggers that cancer.
If you have a persistent sore throat over 3 or 4 weeks, it's not going away, that definitely needs to be investigated to make sure there's nothing more serious going on.
Well, usually when we hear about HPV and cancer, the focus is on women and cervical cancer. Doctors now want men to know that they aren't just carriers. They too can develop cancer later in life in similar body tissue. So tomorrow in part 2 of our special report, you may be surprised by who is often the first to identify these cancers in men and helping to save their lives. Again, that's tomorrow morning, same time, right here on Your Morning Albany.